Zilvar might be the main villain for Dragons Rising Season 4 Part 2. This character didn't show up randomly. He's already tied to multiple leaks, a new dragon beast, and possibly even connected to Ras. So here's everything that actually matters about Zilvar so far. First, he's been confirmed through leaks for the summer 2026 set wave, specifically tied to Dragons Rising Season 4 Part 2. And more important, he's not just mentioned, he's getting his own set, and now we actually have a full look at him through those set reveals. One of those sets is called Zilvar and Grimtac the Dragon Beast, so he's not just some background character, he's in a set with the Dragon Beasts, basically what he uses as transport. And this set also includes Dragon Form Kai and a normal Nia minifigure, which puts Zilvar directly against the ninja, instead of being some distant villain. And for a completely new character to already have his own set, this usually means he's going to have a big impact on the story, not just show up once and disappear. According to the reveal, Zilvar is a white tiger, using the same head mold as Lord Ras, but with different colors, and he's being confirmed to be male. He has white fur with dark red stripes. He also has a tiger symbol on him. He's been from the same tiger tribe Ras is in. That also brings up the idea that Zilvar might not just be another member of the tiger tribe, but someone high ranking within it. The fact that he's the one paired with a big creature could mean he's leading something, not just following orders. And if that's the case, then his role in the story could be more important. Now the second major piece here is Grimtac. Grimtac is Zilvar's beast. He's kind of a hybrid creature with large features like horn and a beast structure. Grimtac probably isn't just transportation. He will likely be used in fights, which could mean Zilvar is involved in some of the bigger battle moments in Part 2. There are two main possibilities here. The first one is that Zilvar is connected to the Nether Realm, because the set images show a snowy environment, and both Zilvar and Grimtac share a snowy color scheme that lines up directly with the frozen realm, like the Nether Realm. And if that's the case, then Zilvar could be connected to that realm instead of coming from the merged lands, like most characters we've seen recently. The second possibility can be that he's connected to Ras Plan. Zilvar being a tiger is not a coincidence, because Lord Ras is also a tiger, so there's probably some kind of connection between them. A possibility is that Zilvar is directly connected to Ras, either working with him or sent by Ras's master, because all Ras's allies are gone: Cinder, Jordana, Beatrix, the Wolf Clan, the Empyrean Guards, the Forbidden Five, Frek, Sora and Erin, so he might still need some help. And everyone leaves or betrays him, so he might need someone he can actually rely on and trust like one of his tribe members. The end of Season 4 Part 1 shows Ras getting closer to his goal, and Part 2 could focus more on that, but with Zilvar involved as support. Zilvar could even be Ras's master, but that wouldn't really be logical, because it removes the surprise that's been built up around that reveal. It also wouldn't make sense for that master to show up that easily in a physical form, especially since he looks trapped or hidden in that void, and Ras's master has been shown as a glowing yellow light. Another possibility is that Zilvar isn't the master himself, but something sent by that master. Not fully the same being, but still connected. That would explain how he can exist physical while still being tied to something higher. It also fits how Ninjago usually builds up bigger villains, step by step, instead of revealing everything at once. So instead of replacing that mystery, Zilvar could actually be expanding it. Zilvar might also have the same abilities as Lord Ras. They share similar markings and look very similar, and Ras's power has already been linked to things like the Blood Moon and his rage state. so Zilvar could have a connection to that same source of power. It would also be interesting to see that happen, but just because they're from the same tribe doesn't mean they have the same abilities, so the Blood Moon connection might still be something exclusive to Ras. It's also possible that Zilvar abilities work differently, not exactly the same, but still connected in some way. Instead of copying Ras, he could represent another side of that same power, which would make their dynamic more interesting if they actually interact. There's been a lot of discussion about the creature shown on the Gong of Shattering, and one of the biggest details is that it looks like some kind of wolf. And now suddenly we have Grimtac, a hybrid creature tied directly to Zilvar. If Grimtac is actually related to that symbol, then that means Zilvar is connected to the Gong of Shattering storyline, which is already tied to the Shadow Dojo and the Wolf Clan. It could also mean that Grimtac isn't just a random beast, but something that already has a place in the storyline's lore. And if that's the case, then Zilvar having control over it would immediately make him more important than he first appears. So instead of being separate, this could all be one connected story. Zilvar might be a new villain for us, but he might be connected to the storyline the whole time. And if that's true, then him being the main villain of part 2 actually makes sense, because he wouldn't just be introduced randomly, he'd be tied directly into everything that's already happening. It also creates a situation where multiple threads are active at the same time, instead of everything being focused on just one character. Zilvar isn't someone who needs to be introduced as a new character. If he is tied to the whole story already, if he's connected to both Ras and the Gong of Shattering storyline, then he could be one of the characters driving the conflict instead of just being part of it. And if he's actually pushing things forward, then the ninja would have a big problem, because they basically have many threats at once. Even if Zilvar isn't connected to anything yet, and is just another member from the same tribe as Ras, the Tiger tribe, that doesn't mean he can join Ras later on. But there's a big chance he's already connected to Lord Ras. But Zilvar is most likely the main villain, cause he's shown fighting against Kai and Nia in the Netherrealm, and since he has white fur, it looks like he is connected somehow to the Netherrealm. But there's a big possibility that Zilvar was already connected to the story, cause it wouldn't make sense to add a whole new character and a whole new storyline if we already have a lot of storylines at once. So it would make sense that he's connected to Ras Plan. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.